Hi, I'm John DeBella from Classic Rock 102.9 MGK, here once again for PhillyPetInfo.com, and here once again with Jim Crosby. Let's reverse it, because now let's be on the bitey side, right? How much does that person need to know? Is it just everything you've said in reverse, or is there more to know if you've been bitten?
Pretty much it's the same in reverse, but you have to be aware of a few things. You want to find out who owns the dog. You want to, if you can snap a picture of the dog, snap a picture of the dog so that they don't, well, we don't know what dog it was. Get the owner's name and address and contact number and try to verify it with some kind of ID, because you want to be able to find this dog, because if you've been bitten and they cannot verify the vaccination status of the dog, even though rabies is very rare, they're going to give you the treatment. And pre-exposure treatment is easy. I've had it's 3 quick injections over a 2-week period in the arm. Post-bite, they stick this big needle in the bite wound full of human globulin and wiggle it around and then administer. And it's much more expensive. It's much more uncomfortable. It's not the 14 shots in the abdomen anymore.
Right.
But it's still unpleasant and it's unnecessary. So identify the dog. Make yourself a little note. Don't trust your memory. Where it happened, what the dog looked like, male or female. If it's got a tag on and the owner's being cool, get the tag number. And then go to your doctor. Go to the emergency room if you need to. One of the fatalities I worked was out on the West Coast. And the dog nipped this fellow on the finger. And it was a very minor bite. But the victim was immunocompromised and died 5 days later from the infection of the usually harmless bacteria that all dogs have in their mouth. And it was very painful. Literally, pieces were falling off. It was a horrible death. If he had gone to the doctor and gotten that wound cleaned and gotten some proactive antibiotics, he'd be alive today. So get medical assistance, get someone to look at it. When you get home, before they treat it and before you start cleaning it up, take your own pictures of it, so you can document in case the other side says, oh, my dog really didn't bite him. Yeah, here's what and you know, pictures after treatment or surgery, they're neat, but they're kind of useless, because sometimes the doctors actually have to make a bigger wound to fix the one that's there. So document it, check with your medical provider, let your insurance company know and pass the information along to them, because there's probably, if the person has homeowner's insurance, the insurance companies will deal with that, but they probably argue with each other. So just be protective and proactive. And again, for a person that's bitten or is fearing of being bitten, use the same thing we use as policemen. Use situational awareness. Be aware of where dogs are in your neighborhood. Where do you see Fluffy always running loose? Where is Sparky always chasing bicycles? Think ahead, and if you can talk to the owners, do so. If you have to call animal control, do that. If you have to avoid it, it's unpleasant, but do it. It's better for your own safety.
From a legal standpoint, what makes a dog dangerous?
A dangerous dog, to me, is a dog that, and the laws we're actually trying to get around the country, is a dog that performs specific, quantifiable behaviors that injure or place at risk a person or another animal. For instance, there's a bite assessment scale that we use, or that I use. And if the level's of a certain level, but this particular dog has had, say, 3 unprovoked bites in 6 months, then the ordinance should say this is an at-risk dog, and this dog needs to have training, rehabilitation, better management, better control, whatever the municipality says. Right now, a lot of our dog laws are very vague. A lot of them will say the dog can be declared dangerous if it menaces somebody, okay? Define menace. It's kind of fuzzy-wuzzy. If it threatens somebody, okay, dogs don't call you up and say, I'm going to kick your butt. They do other things. Well, it's got to be quantifiable to apply. A lot of dog laws in the U.S. and other places are fuzzy, but the best ones are becoming behaviorally quantified. We want something that addresses not what the dog looks like, but what the dog actually does.
He is Jim Crosby, and I am John DeBella, and this is PhillyPetInfo.com, and we've got more for you, so stay tuned.